Prelude to War. Setting the stage in South Africa, the vast sun-drenched plains of South Africa, home to diverse peoples and cultures, stretch out in a seemingly endless expanse. These lands, rich in natural beauty and resources, have been inhabited for centuries by various indigenous groups, each with their own unique traditions and ways of life. However, at the turn of the 20th century, these serene landscapes became an unlikely battleground. The discovery of precious minerals beneath the soil transformed the region into a focal point of international interest and conflict. The discovery of gold and diamonds in the Boer republics, regions settled by the descendants of Dutch settlers known as Boers, ignited a fierce competition. These minerals promised immense wealth and power, attracting the attention of the British Empire, which sought to expand its influence and control over the region. This scramble for control and influence set the stage for a monumental clash. The Boers, fiercely independent and determined to protect their way of life, found themselves pitted against the might of the British Empire, which was driven by economic greed and colonial ambition. The Second Boer War, a brutal and protracted conflict, emerged from this volatile mix of colonial ambition, economic greed, and simmering resentment. It was a war marked by guerrilla tactics, sieges, and scorched earth policies, leaving a lasting impact on the land and its people. From 1899 to 1902, the world watched as the might of the British Empire clashed with the tenacity and guerrilla tactics of the Boers. The conflict drew international attention, with many sympathizing with the Boers' struggle for independence, while others supported the British quest for dominance. The stakes were incredibly high, with the future of South Africa hanging in the balance. The outcome of this war would determine whether South Africa would become another jewel in the crown of the British Empire, or if the Boers would succeed in repelling the imperial juggernaut and maintaining their autonomy. The war saw numerous battles, each with its own stories of heroism and tragedy. Both sides experienced significant losses, and the civilian population suffered greatly. The Boers employed guerrilla tactics, using their intimate knowledge of the land to their advantage, while the British implemented scorched earth policies, destroying farms and homes to cut off supplies to the Boer fighters. This is a story of courage and sacrifice on both sides, a testament to the human cost of war, and a reminder of the enduring legacy of conflict in shaping nations. The Second Boer War left an indelible mark on South Africa, influencing its future and the lives of its people for generations to come. The Boers and the British, a clash of empires. This was not just a battle for territory, but a struggle for dominance, identity, and survival. On one side of the divide stood the British Empire, a global power at the zenith of its reach. With colonies spanning continents, the British were determined to maintain and expand their influence. Driven by a sense of imperial destiny and eager to secure the riches of the Witwatersrand gold mines, Britain poured resources and manpower into the conflict. The discovery of gold had only intensified their ambitions, making South Africa a jewel they were unwilling to lose. Confident in their superior numbers and firepower, British commanders initially underestimated the resolve and resourcefulness of their adversaries. They believed that their advanced weaponry and disciplined troops would quickly bring the Boers to their knees. Facing them were the Boers, also known as Afrikaners, descendants of Dutch, German, and French Huguenot settlers who had arrived in South Africa in the 17th century. These settlers had carved out a life in the harsh African landscape, developing a unique culture and identity. Skilled horsemen and marksmen, the Boers were deeply attached to their land and fiercely protective of their independence. Their way of life was under threat, and they were prepared to defend it at all costs. Though outnumbered and outgunned, they possessed a deep knowledge of the terrain and a willingness to fight to the death for their freedom. Their guerrilla tactics and intimate familiarity with the land gave them a significant advantage over the British forces. The stage was set for a clash of cultures, ideologies, and military strategies. This was more than a mere military engagement. It was a confrontation that would shape the future of South Africa and leave a lasting legacy on both sides.